think we're live.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the GameBytes video stream. Tonight I am here with Jared Redeye Dunn.
Hello.
You'll be viewing, hi there. You'll be viewing his screen tonight. I'll be providing the witty and insightful voiceover commentary and hopefully a few team kills as well. Tonight we are playing MechWarrior Online.
Yeah.
Which is a free-to-play stompy battle mech simulator. If you have ever played any of the previous games in the MechWarrior series from Activision long ago, or I guess Microsoft eventually picked up the rights to that, you may be well at home here. This particular version of the game is online only, so if you are in the mood for some mech on mech combat, you're going to have to get a little bit social here and blow up a neighbor or an enemy across the world. Jared, we've had some experience with this game in the past, huh?
We've played it a little bit. We have played it a little bit. I think.
It has been evolving, though, so it's a little bit different than it was the last time we played together.
Yeah, last time I played, this mech screen was different, and it was tiny and in a browser window.
Yeah, that's true. This game runs on the CryEngine, so it's not an Unreal Engine game, and it is sort of a kind of a dual-layer game. There's an element of management to it. So right now, I think we're looking at your mech lab. And I should probably be looking at our. We probably should be looking at your screen here so I can kind of see what's going on. But the the idea is that you get your own battle mech that can be anywhere in size from 20 tons on up to about 100 tons, and you get to edit the loadout and kind of set it up the way that you want, and then take it out into battle and hope that you didn't royally F it up.
We always royally F it up.
So talk a little bit briefly. This is a short stream, 30 minutes. We try and do these at the GameBytes show in small little bites, so we're going to be doing this for about 30 minutes tonight. And just take a minute and kind of go on a brief little tour of the mech bay there and kind of show what the parts are.
So kind of what we're looking at here is just the mech bay. These are the mechs I have available. It is a free-to-play game, so you do... they do have two kind of currencies in the game. The MC is what you pay real dollars for. You could say very little. And that's one way you can buy mechs and equipment. And then the other is, I don't even know what this symbol is, but the other currency that you can buy, that you earn through matches.
Yeah, C-bills is what they call those.
C-bills, that's right. There you go. So you can also
this
buy...
ties into the BattleTech tabletop sort of strategy game that came around back in like the late 70s, early 80s, something like that. So it sort of has ties into the lore a little bit, and they've actually started to implement more with the community warfare segments, so you can actually have factions and stuff. So C-bills is the answer to that.
C-bills. So when you go into a mech, you can configure it, you can change the armor, all these different probes and stuff. You can do here's missiles that you can load up on the arms or the torso, weapons of various kinds. You can equip these and unequip these kind of as you go, and here's different equipment, more missiles, ammo, armor. Again, is all highly customizable down to the nth degree.
And you have to manage things like the amount of space that you have, the hard points, the tonnage, the actual size, so you can never exceed your chassis size. And ultimately, it has to be affordable. So part of the idea of this game is to make money.
And one of the critical resources, not in this sort of metagame, but when you actually hit the tactical battle, is not every weapon uses ammo, but if you don't use ammo, you're going to use a lot of heat. And so that's one of the critical things you kind of have to keep an eye on, is how much heat your mech will generate when you fire lasers and cannons and everything else. So what you'll actually see is
true.
This mech I just got today, so I've run one match with it and died. Runs pretty hot, so you'll probably see me shut down a few times from overheating.
Which, when you shut down, of course, then it leaves you open to just all sorts of nastiness.
Completely vulnerable, yep.
Yeah, the mechs are big and tough, and they shoot a lot, but they are, of course, you have to distribute armor, and you have obviously more armor in the front than in the back. So if you shut down, it allows people to run around and flank you, and pick you apart a little bit at a time.
You can destroy hard points, like this arm could be destroyed, and anything contained in that arm would no longer be available. It gets really detailed, right? So you can have an engine that's just in the core section here, or you can have a lighter engine that takes up more space. But one of the downfalls is if this torso is blown off, the right torso is blown off, you die. You don't get to keep going like other mechs that have the engine just in the core. So.
Right, and depending on the form factor of the mech, some, like for example, right now I'm running in a Hunchback, which is a medium-sized mech, and it has a big, basically a big capsule of weapons and ammo on the shoulder. And if somebody happens to, and of course that's a big target for people because that's going to be your main array of weapons. But potentially, if they target that, then that's potentially a weak spot on that mech, and you can have ammo explosions, so you have to store your ammo as well. And and anyway, lots of strategy to put these things together and then to field them, and actually doing well is a whole other game.
And then you actually have to kill people.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That's the tricky part. So we are in a group. Let me see. We're in a group, so let's go ahead and ready up. And there's a bunch of other stuff, but I actually found a little bit earlier it took a few minutes to find a match. So in order to
all right, well, we'll have a little bit to talk about while we wait. They've actually been doing a lot of balancing in this. Of course, the higher tonnage mechs have their bigger platforms for more weapons and more armor. But the idea is that they want to try and balance the game so that smaller, lighter, faster mechs can have a chance. So they will, they'll basically get you into a match whenever possible. So I guess I better hit the ready button there, huh?
All right. So we're actually gonna we'll do a public match. We're gonna launch as a group here, so it'll plop us in a map together. Which is good. I think, unfortunately, it completely blacks out my screen while searching for a match, so you can't really do anything. But some of the other things that the game contains and sort of that meta top layers, not only can you customize your mech, you can customize your pilot as well. So you earn experience per mech. So piloting each mech individually, you earn experience for that. And then you also earn experience in general that can be used across all mechs, and they've actually expanded that a lot since last time I've played. You can unlock things like faster cooldowns, so you can shoot your weapons more frequently, heat management, all kinds of things that kind of let you tweak your character in ways that are specific to you.
In some ways, they try and encourage you to play the field a little bit in terms of the available mechs, but on the other hand, they also want you to try and specialize in some of these things as well. I tend to pick a few favorites and go deep with them and try and really get as good as I can with a kind of a smaller number of mechs. Not to mention the cost of actually trying to play a bunch. They do set you up with a few trial mechs so that you can play around with things without having to actually commit to a purchase. And of course, being free to play, they'll rotate those out periodically. I tend to stick with my kind of trusty 2 or 3 chassis that I really like. Yeah. So I could probably be doing better at that.
Yeah, I have a pretty specific gameplay that I like to stick to. It tends to involve missiles. And not getting in the middle of things, because I die pretty quick that way. So let's see. Where are you? You must be behind me.
I am behind you. I am flanking you. So we're part of Alpha Lance. So in the BattleTech universe, mechs are typically grouped into 4, and we have a Lance, which is a group of 4, and then a company, which makes up of multiple Lances. So theoretically, we actually have a Lance leader here who could be giving us orders. I doubt we're going to see much of that. That was one aspect of this that has never really been well developed.
Never really caught on. It exists, and it kind of exists in the same way it did in some of the Battlefield maps, or games. But I see a lot less utilized here than I did in those games. So that hurt a lot, actually.
Yeah, so this is one of those games where you kind of don't want to stick your neck out too far, and in fact, really caution, I think, is a better course of action for this. And you have to try and do that without getting too timid about it, too. So there's definitely a risk-reward balance to this, which is an element of a lot of the best games, I think. So we're engaging, folks. I don't know if you're looking over here to the... I think you're right behind me here.
Yeah, I'm in actually pretty bad shape. I have lost my armor on my left torso here, right torso, which is not great. I'm going to try to get some missiles off here. So I got to wait for.
So I've got a. Whoa! Backing off.
That was me. I've got to wait for a lock, and then I lost a lock.
So I have a tag. So I don't know if you can see that gamma.
Good hit.
Target
Good hit.
up on
I'm
the ridge
hitting
up there.
gamma as hard as I can right now. I'm about to lose him.
Oh, hold on. I got to back off. Yeah, sorry. You're gonna lose your tag there.
It's okay. I got 2 good solid hits.
So we've got some folks. We got some folks down in this ravine here who are showing some interest in us.
Up on top. Up on top.
Up on top. All right, got him.
So sorry,
Yes.
I've turned my sound off quite a bit so that you could hear voice, but there is a computer that is telling me like target lost. If missiles were coming in, it just yelled at me for heat, giving me a heat warning just now. So it actually is pretty useful. One of the ways they've made sound in this game helpful without being able to hear the stompy battle mechs real well. So C
Right,
needs
and
to...
you know they haven't. Charlie, we got a Charlie somewhere.
Yeah, he's right out here. Oh, he's down.
There's a
Charlie's
grasshopper. Patience grasshopper. All right, turn around behind us. Look at our 6. We got someone up here.
All right.
Nope. Actually, hold on. Don't move.
We got Indigo
We got
firing.
Indigo
I believe that was my last.
Indigo.
Yep, I'm out of missiles now, so hopefully those connected.
I don't think that'll hit.
I think I got a few hits in, so let's. So I'm out of missiles, so we can try to move up and engage with
All right.
lasers. And
Looking at the score, looks like we've got a few casualties. You can hit the tab key there and kind of see what's.
Yeah, we're currently winning by 1 mech. Ooh, nope. Don't want to be up there. And I went down. Yeah, so I lost that core. Again, I had that lighter engine. And when it went out, it took me out. I did get 1 kill assist, which is not great. I did 144 damage, though. That was quite a bit of damage.
Well, that's not too bad.
Cause of death engine
So
destroyed.
it looks like we got some pretty big mechs down here. It looks like I got a battle master, and you can switch to the various user viewpoints.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're spectating you now, so we're watching you take this battle master to task. You've got some missiles coming in.
Oops.
You might want to.
Yeah, I do have some missiles incoming, so backing off here. And I don't really have anything to mitigate.
You're being targeted right to your left. There you go. And
oh, that's it for me. Yeah, and looks like they've done some overhauls on the graphics. I look like a mess right now. I'm just a pockmarked hunk of metal, which is pretty
good.
Pretty enjoyable.
So each team has 4 left, so this match could go either way. This person we're spectating now, if you look at the top right, you can kind of see a... well, it went away. He had a guy targeted, and it was giving him some information about his target. The outline, the line that outlines the section, it's kind of hard to see, but if you look on his minimap to the left, it's like there's shaded areas and then an outline. The outline is the armor, and the shaded area is like the meaty chunks underneath, right? So once you lose your armor,
right, and that goes
that superstructure underneath is very soft.
That's right, and it's usually all your critical components too. So that's when you start losing pieces.
That's when the dying starts.
So, and that goes all the way back to the tabletop game. I mean, the way that worked was they used similar illustrations for those sorts of things.
So that guy just lost an arm. This guy has a heat vision on, so you can kind of see we've lost color. He sees the hot mechs, kind of outlined in white. He's got a thermal.
And everybody's hot.
Hot mechs for all.
Hot mech on mech action.
And they're kind of jumping around. You'd think, boy, these look like big stompy robots. How are they jumping around? Those are the jump jets that allow some smaller mechs and some of the bigger ones, but not very many, to be able to kind of jump around the map.
I'm spectating a dude who has no weapons, and all he can do is just chase this guy around.
I'm looking at a guy who had 6 machine guns slotted, but he's run out of ammo on all of them. Why
Pretty
would you
early
slot
on
those?
when the game was. So this is one of the early success stories for crowdfunding too. When this game first came out, they basically sold early access to the beta, and they had a founders package, and so you got in pretty early into the game. And one of the things that is that a win?
Yep, it's a win.
I think that's a win, thanks to us.
Our contribution was crucial
of this grand strategy. Yes. But anyway, what I was going to say was that they used to have, one of the things in BattleTech is not just the ranged attacks, but there's sort of a melee attack component to it. I mean, the mechs have arms and legs, and you can actually kick things and punch things and ram into things. And there's a classic maneuver in BattleTech called Death from Above, where you actually use jump jets, and depending on the weight of your mech, you do more damage when you land down on top of someone.
And you could fall down if you ran around too much on certain on certain surfaces.
True. And they eventually took that away, so they had so many people falling down all the time that it was something they had to remove. So
all right, so that was one match. That actually went pretty fast, so that was pretty good.
Yeah, I think we'll be able to get 3 or maybe 4 matches in before we're done.
Good, let's do it. Ready up.
Oh, I got rewards to redeem.
Wow, my gosh, you do not. So what is this faction? So this faction stuff is new since I've started playing. What faction are you?
Well, so take a look. So I generally, in my personal preferences, I generally ally with House Davian. So I'm an Inner Sphere kind of guy. And if you're looking at the Community Warfare map, so you can just click on someone there, click on Davian or something. But or actually, I think if you click on Inner Sphere Home up at the left, so cancel back out of that and go back to Inner Sphere Home. And what you can see here is the classic map of the Inner Sphere, which is, according to the BattleTech lore, you've got Terra somewhere there in the middle, and then the known galaxy with all of the factions that own these different sections of space. And then up in the top up there, you've got the Jade Falcon, Wolf, Ghost Bear with the 6 arms around it, Smoke Jaguar, the cat with the blue thingies coming out of it, and those are the returning clans. So they were exiled from the end. This is way nerdy. I don't know that we need to spend a lot of time on this, but exiled from the the Inner Sphere at some point, and developed their own sort of martially stilted society. So everybody's a warrior caste, sort of a caste system, and they are contacting with the Inner Sphere again. They're basically invading again. So all those little blips are contested planets, and you can actually zoom in and highlight them. All the planet names are actually from the BattleTech universe, so the map is pretty well known. And
it looks like clans have claimed all of them. Every planet has a clan tag on it. Some have the same tag.
Yeah. So I actually haven't done too much with this yet, but this is kind of what when we were playing early on, this is kind of what everybody wanted, was something where there was a feel of permanence, or something that could feel like you were making a difference. So they definitely have improved upon it, but I couldn't tell you exactly how the thing works.
Yeah, we'll have to play with this.
Right. So I'm ready. So whenever you're ready to be ready, I'm ready.
Oh, well, I'm pledging my loyalty to House Davian. I'm gonna totally pledge loyalty.
So I think we're supposed to be mercenaries, and you can either pledge a long-term loyalty contract, or you can pledge a short-term, to try it out. But it looks like you're going all in, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't know. One of the things I'm kind of conflicted. I'm in a Mad Dog, which is a clan mag.
That's true. That's true. People are going to look at you funny.
They might look at me funny, but the Omnipods. Okay, let's. It's fine. Let's do this. We'll fiddle with that later.
Get into a match. All right. So I stuck with my stumpy little hunchback. Didn't serve me so well on the last match, but I think I'm fine in my groove. I think I'm gonna get into it.
It doesn't help. I've played 2 matches today, both on new maps. That never helps. That's my excuse.
Sounds good to me. So a couple of things about the game. One is that as a simulator, I mean, it's definitely not a quick shooter in that sense. It's more of a simulation. So one of the things is that most mechs can bend at the torso. So in addition to picking your movement direction, you also have to kind of keep track of which way you're facing. And when we get back into the mech interface here, you'll be able to see up across the top, there's kind of a torso indicator. So as you're navigating the battlefield, you kind of want to keep yourself in a position of advantage where you have visibility on the bad guys without giving them visibility on you as much as you can manage.
Mm-hmm.
So something to keep in mind as far as the complexities. There also is independently moving arms.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on your interface, if you're using like a flight harness or something like that, you might have a few different buttons or like a hat on top to manage some of this stuff. I'm just rolling with a mouse and keyboard myself, so it's not terribly complicated. I basically don't use the arms for the most part.
Yeah, they actually have the arms locked to the torso by default in the options. So if that's something you're interested in, some mechs have much greater arm movement rate than others. Like one of my other favorite mechs is the Catapult, who actually has only vertical arm movement because it actually has no arms. It just has shoulder-mounted missiles. So they don't
it's like
turn.
a big Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they don't turn left or right. So the missiles can only point left or right as much as the torso will move, but they can go up or down more than the torso can look up or down. So
exactly.
So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, definitely head to the options and unlock that. And you actually end up with two crosshairs. So you have one that moves faster, that's the arms, and then one that moves slower, and that's your torsos.
Did you change your mech for this match?
No, I'm still a heavy.
Okay, well then I'll just stay behind you then. It worked for me last time.
It says heavy, but I don't think he's that heavy. He's only 60 tons.
I know. I always feel like it takes me a lot more effort to kill someone than it takes them to kill me. Maybe that's just I'm bad. But so this map, Caustic Valley. One of the other things to bear in mind, Redeye had mentioned the heat management from earlier. Part of that is determined by the map that you're on. Mm-hmm. So Caustic Valley has a generally overall higher ambient temperature, meaning that heat management gets more difficult because it's harder to shed heat. Yep. Easier to get it and harder to shed it.
So I don't know if you noticed last time. The last map we were on was in space. It had an ambient temperature of negative 10 degrees Celsius. Here it's 85. So. And also, there's different gravities, so this affects your jump jets.
Yes, that's true. So I'm going to try taking command of our little lance here.
All right, let's
do this. Lead us to a grand victory.
All right, we're starting up, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, but the coconut monkey bobblehead, yeah, that's a special little item I have. Its physics are astounding.
Gamer days.
Yep. But yeah, you can decorate your cockpit. You can actually look around the cockpit if you hold control, so you can look independently of your torso. So your torso can move, your legs can move, your arms can move, and your head can move. Very good. Excellent. You're issuing a command now, and I believe that's a move command.
I hope it's a move command. There's no hot tip for this, so I've just done something that looks like an arrow.
Seems legit.
And I guess we'll see what happens.
Oh, so whoa.
So we got contacts.
That was a terrible command. What have you done?
No, it was great. Good job finding them.
I didn't need armor.
No, of course not.
All right. So there's also zooming, and that's actually something you can unlock with. Oh dear. Oh, there's so many bad guys.
So I've got some targets over there for you.
I'm shooting at one. I'm shooting at a stalker.
Get out of here, stalker.
You bad stalker. Oh.
Good.
He's
that's a
dead.
Kill.
Well, let's find another one. Let's keep going. What about G? Oh, I lost G.
Hold on.
Oh, someone's got ECMs
so
out
some
there.
of these, yeah, I was gonna say. So some of these guys have countermeasures. So here we've got a. Oh, you know what? Let's do this guy.
I got him.
Oh, goodness.
Nova. I'm gonna shut down. Here, you'll see what shutting down looks like. Okay, so I just shut down. I overheated.
Excellent.
But we did kill him, so I feel like that was totally worth it. I'm getting shot at, so I'm gonna back up behind this mountain and not get shot at, which seems like something I might want to do. And I've got 2 shots left here. And you can actually change the way, if you look in the bottom right, there's all these numbers and list of my weapons and stuff and ammo. counts. You can actually
I'm gonna move
decouple
us
your
back.
weapons so that they fire like independently. So I'm firing both my missile launchers at once. I could change that and fire one at a time. Of course, I'd put less missiles in the air, but I'd spend less ammo.
New target acquired.
So I've got a couple shots left here.
New target
All right.
acquired.
Kind of want to make sure I'm going to have a target. My missiles stop flying towards their target once I lose that lock.
100%.
So I have to kind of maintain this until they hit. So there's good hits. I'm probably going to lose that target soon.
New target acquired. New target
There's that big
acquired.
meaty target. Oh, there's a big one over. Oh, he's dead. So let's fire. And there's actually a component you could unlock. Ooh, good hits, good hits. Called the art of. Oh, that was wasted. All right, I'm out of missiles. Ooh, someone on us right now.
New target acquired. New target acquired.
Okay, so there's a Nova. Are you still over here with me?
Yes, I am.
There's a Nova Bravo right over here. Oh, there's something else way out there too, and he is lighting me up, and I cannot get away from him, and I want to.
Warning, incoming missile.
Oh, incoming missiles. That's not good.
New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile.
You can also equip anti-missile systems. So, like little machine gun on the top of your mech that automatically, you don't have to intervene in any way, will shoot at enemy missiles coming in. But it does run out of ammo. There's a lot of missiles flying around here. Alright, I'm moving down with you. Looks like our lance is
Alright.
actually sticking together pretty good. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I've got this storm crew over here, username Alfred, who has been following my orders quite well.
Damage.
Probably better than me, that's for sure. Oh, that's a stalker. Okay, a stalker is a big mech.
Left torso.
I have lost an arm.
Right torso critical damage.
And I overheated again. There's actually a way to override that, and I don't know it.
LRT destroyed. Large pulse laser destroyed.
And I'm down. Engine destroyed, so
Ooh, we need to back up.
I think we're about to die.
Oh, that's the end of me.
Well, actually, no, our team's doing pretty good.
Let's spectate.
Yeah. So he just got lit up.
Torso destroyed.
So these guys basically have no hope. They are, of course, as soon as I say that, I just jinxed us. So you can see that they're clustered around the other side of this hill, and we've got dudes coming around our lance. I think I'm the only casualty of that, just because I was in a lighter mech and couldn't back off in time. But everyone else is pretty well. Oh, rest in peace.
In fact, our entire lance has been wiped out. Thank you for your great leadership.
Yeah, I think we got this though. So even if we die, or our mechs are destroyed, we still can get some victory bonuses if the rest of our
For
the
sure.
rest of our company survives.
And one thing to point out is your mech is like persistently in the world. So as we're dead, it says over on the left you can exit current match. You can do that. However, your mech will not exit until the match ends. That would be okay if you have other mechs lined up, but if you have one favorite that you like to run, you might as well wait the match out. So I did a lot of damage. Quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, not so much for me, unfortunately.
10 assists.
165, not bad.
Alright. So we are at 29 minutes. We could probably squeeze in one more game. It'll go a little over, but I think that's alright.
Yeah, I think so. 3 is a good round number. I'm gonna switch to a different mech though.
Sure.
Once upon a time, I actually did pay some real money for this game, and I got a pretty heavy pretty heavy mech. I got a Highlander.
Yeah. Highlander's a good
And,
mech.
you know, stomping around in a big one like that is, you know, a little easier. They're a lot slower, though. Turning radius is not so tight, so you can sort of shoot yourself in the foot if you're not sure what you're doing. But I'm gonna try it and see if I can
How about this?
put out a little more damage.
I'll support you in my Stalker hero class. Stalker, the Misery. So this is a
Nice.
special mech that I guess I bought because I was feeling particularly cheeky. So let's ready up and launch. So this is a
All right.
big mech. Again, I like the missiles. I don't know.
Yeah, my mech is even more special than yours because if I get a kill in this mech, it actually plays some butt rock on some loudspeakers.
Oh man, that's so good.
Yes.
Well, mine came with like an all black emo paint job.
That is pretty special. So, you know, this is just like any other game. I mean, this is a game where you can have your good nights and you can have your bad nights. And, you know, in the times that we'd played this before, we definitely had some,
It's a bad
you know, come
nights.
from behind victories, but we definitely had some bad nights where it just never got better for us.
I will say.
I sure would.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I sure would like to survive a match tonight. So
It's just the little things, right? So
yes.
So when we first started playing this, back when we all bought into it, before it was really free to play.
Hey, I'm still bought in, man. I'm still bought in.
Yeah, I'm still bought in. We had a pretty good sized group running this. I think we might even have filled 8 people in a matchup.
Yeah, at the time that was the max. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was everyone on, you know, I don't know, TeamSpeak or whatever, and we'd play round after round, and that was a lot of fun. If you have a group of people that consistently play together, this is a good one to look at because working and coordinating, you get your scouts out there, and you've got your heavies, and you can line them up and move them in the right positions. It's something to behold.
I was never really sure though. One thing I always hoped for this game, but was never super clear to me was I always like a game where a little bit of thoughtful strategy will overcome just random, you know,
Pew
just
pew.
bum rushing and just yeah, exactly, just people just swarming all over the place. And you know, sometimes every once in a while, I mean, if you could guess what the other team was going to do, you'd
Yeah.
potentially come out with a victory that you felt like you earned. But as often as not, it seems like it's just kind of how
More
everything's turned
random.
out. So.
Yeah, and I wonder how
Yeah.
much of it was the relatively limited. They didn't have a ton of mech variation. They didn't have a ton of equipment variation. I mean, they have at least tenfold what they had when we were doing that. So I'd be curious if
So here
if
we
that
are
would,
again in
if you-
Caustic Valley.
yeah, if you could customize the mech so much that they really played off each other, maybe.
Potentially, assuming you can get a group together that does it. You know, I kind of enjoyed taking Lance Command. I think I'm going to do it again. So Charlie Lance rides again.
So this is interesting.
Reactor.
At least half of our team is all in the same clan, the dash SA dash.
Weapons.
So this should,
I feel
this
good
should-
about this match.
I'm feeling good. So I'm in a stalker. You can see I have much limited view, and I also have much more limited turn radius. You can see it's much lower turn. Even torso speed is a stat for this game. Actual speed is a stat. You can see we're moving pretty slow here. If you get some of the fast mechs, the lights, you know, you can really get zooming in those things.
Acquired.
Oh, my things are all messed up. This thing has an autocannon in it.
All right, so there's a caldera in the middle of this map, and if you step into it, your heat goes up, and it's also just sort of a general kind of a kill zone.
So I'm if you're watching me, I'm fiddling with my weapon groups there. I wanted to separate those so I could manage heat a little bit. The way it was set up was basically going to be firing every weapon all at once, and that was going to be a pretty bad time for me.
Yeah, we got contact on the other side of the caldera.
Yeah, my heat has jumped up already.
So I got to be careful in this too, because on this steep ledge, my dude is pretty muscle bound, so he does not. My mech does not really have the range to be looking up very far, looking down very far.
New target acquired.
Looks like there's some mechs off to our left in the D5 E5 area. We might want to keep a careful eye on that. Looks like they're trying to flank us. Oh, I'm taking hits. Ouch.
Missile.
Yeah, we got some incoming missiles here.
So I have an AMS, so that'll help with those missiles.
New target acquired.
I don't have a shot. I jammed my weapon on the first shot. That's amazing. I took so much damage here, it's not even funny. I'm supposed to be
So we need some
beefy.
targets.
You can see everyone's really using the terrain to try to gain a favorable position, maintain a favorable position.
New target acquired.
So one thing that I'm just remembering is that depending on where you have the weapons mounted on your mech, you need to make sure to have a little bit of clearance on the side that you're firing from. So I just shot a couple of big Gauss rounds into
the
the
mountain?
side of this mountain because
Well,
my
that mountain
Gauss
will think
rifle was mounted
twice.
on my right arm. Yeah, I sure showed it. So let's see if we can do some LRMs here. So you can also share your team's targets. So if someone's painted a target for you, even though you don't have direct line of sight, if you've got something that can hit them like long-range missiles, you can sort of work out your team from that standpoint too.
Target acquired.
Yeah, and weapons have minimum and maximum ranges. Most lasers and cannons don't necessarily have a minimum range, but long-range missiles do. So if you shoot too close, they'll actually they don't arm themselves. They just kind of bounce off their target. And then, of course, lasers, of course, have maximum ranges. You can see this cannon I'm firing actually has it is not pinpoint accurate, so you could see I was shooting and it was not necessarily flowing in a straight flight path there. I'm taking a lot of hits, but it's kind of what this mech was designed to do, is stand here and shoot and be shot.
Destroyed.
Well, lost my missiles.
SRM destroyed. AMS destroyed. Destroyed.
I'm gonna back off because I'm getting tore up and I have no armor left.
Center torso critical damage. Left torso.
So one thing that you can see kind of happening is that they've got some ECM going on over there because your lock is going to get sort of won or lost, depending on whether they move in or outside of someone else's sphere of ECM hood. So right now I have been providing a big fat target to some of the guys there. I'm going to back off and...
Yeah, I'm pretty tore up. I do still have my Ultra AC5 though, so that's good news.
Target destroyed.
And we are
Nice.
we are definitely winning. This is almost sweep 'em territory. Yeah, they've definitely got some ECMs going. You can also see the lasers, of course, basically blip across the sky at the speed of light. Go figure. But the cannons do
Very
not,
nice.
so you have to kind of lead. That was pretty good. That was a good round. I'm
So
alive.
that's a win. I'm alive also. And you're alive. And you're watching the Game Bytes video stream. We appreciate you joining us tonight, playing MechWarrior Online. If you would like to make any comments, you can find our Game Bytes audio podcast and video shows at www.gamebytesshow.com. You can also find us on Twitter at GameBytesShow. You can find me, Jeremy Lawman Lamont, at Jeremy_Lamont. You can find my compatriot, Jared Redeye Dunn, at
RED_I.
Red_I. Red I, like the letter I.
The letter I. That's
Also
right.
like the late night airplane excursion. Now, I don't know. Any final comments about MechWarrior Online? I think we, pretty well summed it up.
Yeah, no, I think if you're into a little bit slower paced, a little bit more tactical games, and don't want to pay a lot of money, you can get started here. I think this is a game you can jump in for $0 and have a pretty good time. So I don't think this is one's going to milk you dry like some of the free-to-play games, but definitely worth checking out.
I concur. Well, thanks for playing tonight, and thanks for watching us, and we will catch you next time.
All right.